Hi everyone, welcome back to another drawing lesson. I'm so glad that you could join me. Today we are going to be drawing a cheetah, the fastest land animal, and it is home to the continent of Africa, and we are so excited to be drawing it. And this video goes out to Bethany in grade 2, who especially asked that we could draw one of the wildcats, and the cheetah was one of the ones that she asked for. So we are going to draw a cheetah running. So last year, in grade 3s and 4s, we drew cheetahs, but he was just standing on a rock. Today we're going to be drawing one running, full tilt. And there's nothing quite as unique as the way that a cheetah runs. So we're going to draw him. A cheetah is a very slim animal. It's not a very thick, heavy, muscled animal. He's built for agility, which means speed and being able to move quickly. And so as we're drawing, just keep that in mind. We don't want him to be too thick and chunky, and we're going to draw him sort of smallish. I'm going to start here on this side, and we're going to draw the curve of the front of his face. We're not going to draw too big, just small curved line, which is the front of his face, and then curving up and over here, top of his head. This is where his nose is going to be. It's going to come down the front of his face, and a small little mouth. And then we're going to do another little curved line coming under for his chin, and his bottom of his head. We are going to put in his nose. We just want a small black nose. We can always make it big if we think it's too small, but we can't make it smaller really easy. And on the side here, we're going to put his eye. Small curved line, and another curved line underneath. And you can put some black inside. A cheetah has got this very clear marking, sort of like tear lines. So it comes out, the little line out from his eye, and then it comes down and around and joins up to his mouth. Alright, now you can see that he already looks a little bit odd because he's a cheetah that has got no ears, no spots, and that's going to be happening a lot while we are drawing this picture. So if you are thinking, oh, I don't know if it's right, just keep on going and you will see how it just works out. Okay, you can always correct something at the end if it really continues to bug your eye. Don't rub out. Okay, even in my mind I'm thinking, oh, looks like a bit of a funny cheetah, but actually he's going to turn out great. This cheetah is in full run, so his ears are going to be back. So we're going to do a curved line, and the inside of his ears we're going to do another curved line. And we can do the second ear at the back. Alright, we've got his head. We're still going to come and do his spots. Before I forget, I also want to just put some nice dark eye makeup on our cheetah. Cheetahs have this amazing eye makeup I always think of. Alright, the back of his neck is going to come out, gentle curved line. And the bottom is going to curve downward slightly, and we've got it, we're kind of in line with each other. And we have the top of his shoulder blade, which we have a little bump as he's running, and we're going to do his first start of his leg. So from here we're going to come down and back. This cheetah is in full run. We're going to see how this cheetah, his legs are running. Right, I'm going to come from this line, I'm going to leave a space coming across and put a dot, and this is going to be the other side of his leg coming back. Right, I'm going to do the curve of his back, and because he's running, his back is curved up, and so I want to watch this carefully. I'm going to come out and up and then curve down and stop. From here under his armpit, I'm going to do another curve for his tummy, comes up, and I wanted to start aiming. I sort of think where the highest point of that curve at the top on his back, I'm heading towards that, and I stop, and I'm going to put in this powerful back leg muscle. So his hips are nice and high, and he's got super long legs, and it's a curved line that comes down. Alright, I've got his body marked in now nicely, and I'm going to finish off his legs. So this leg is stretching right back nice and straight, and this is the only leg that's really touching the ground in this picture. So it's got a funny curve to it in his foot, but you will see how it works out. Let's give him a little muscle here, and out, stretching out, long legs. The second line is going to come, and it's going to come a little more narrow at the bottom where his foot's going to come, and you can come a little bit past that line that we had. Now this one, if the ground is here, his foot is on the ground, so I'm going to put his toes, heel toes, and then up to his foot, and I'm going to put the little claws there. Alright, so it looks a little bit funny, but you will see it works out. Let's do his front leg now. So where his belly is joining here, where his belly joins here, I want to jump underneath the leg, and I'm going to come out here, and this is, I'm just going to do this half of his leg as it's bent on the other side of him, so it's not going to be too long. A straight line coming out, and then I'm going to curve his foot coming around as he's getting ready to take his next step. And let's do those toes, and then my straight line is going to come and join up there. Nice straight line, he's stretching out, and then I do his elbow at the back. So it's very important that this lines up as well, otherwise it's going to look very funny. Alright, let's do his claws on. Well, I remember. Let's do his back leg. Okay, these are where the power comes from. Straight line down, and we're going to do straight line that comes through this leg, and we're going to put his foot on the end. Claws, and this comes back and up, and then it curves around, and we're gonna stop and leave a space for his tail. Right, now my brain is telling me, what? This doesn't look like a cheetah. It's only a cheetah with 3 legs. How is he supposed to look like he's supposed to be? So let's put he's got no tail, no spots, only 3 legs. So my brain's telling me it's not going well, I should erase it. I'm not going to erase anything. I'm going to be brave. Alright, my other back leg is going to come back down here and down, and this one's also going to come forward just there, claws, and back up again. Alright, now I'm going to put in his tail. Now think about what space you have in your tail for your tail. If somehow your pictures ended up too close, then just draw his tail coming up. If you've got lots of space, then draw it stretched out. If it needs to come down, you make the tail fit in nicely. A cheetah uses his tail to balance, so it's very important. And now, because I've got one line, I want to draw my second line very carefully, and it needs to match the first line, so they're parallel, and it's rounded at the end. Alright, and there's my cheetah. But now, a cheetah is not a cheetah without his spots. Now, grade 3s and 4s, you took a very long time to do your spots last year. We're going to do quick spots today, but also with great care. So I'm going to show you a few of the special spots that there are, and then we're going to fast forward through doing the big spots. So let's start with his tail, and he has got, you can just use your pencil and just do a scribble. He's got 4 stripes bold stripes down his tail. And I'm not drawing stripes. I want these sort of scribbly stripes. 1, 2, 3, 4. Now when I do my dots, I don't want to draw a circle for a dot. I'm going to do a little scribble that makes a sort of dot. So it's not round, round, round. And I'm going to change my direction each time. So nice big spots. And don't forget ones that go over the edge of him as well. Okay, so that's how I'm going to do my spots. I'm not going to draw a circle and color it in. He has some special spots on his face, so let's jump there quickly. We're going to do little spots by his eye. And then they kind of get bigger, and there's a few spots in a line by his eye, coming down towards his neck. And then under his eye, on his cheek, he has quite a few very small spots. Over the top of his head, those small spots continue. Maybe to put a couple around the edge. And then they can get slightly bigger as they come down his neck. And then I'm going to start having my bigger spots coming along. Alright, my nose, I don't really like my nose, so let me change that slightly. Okay, right, I'm going to do big spots. His body is going to have big spots. His rump here is big spots. His tail also very big. And then down his legs and up near his neck here, the spots and on his chest are smaller. So we're going to do these spots and fast forward. So I'll see you on the other side. Alright, boys and girls, there's your spots. Take special note now how we've got big spots and then they change to smaller spots coming down his body and his neck. I've also put a few little spots in between if there was a space that I needed something. And also, very importantly, some of your spots must go right up to the edge of his shape. So it's like it's going around his body. If all of the spots are just floating in the middle and they're not touching the sides of his body like that, then it can look a bit odd. So remember that you must put in some of that as well. Alright, we're going to color in our cheetah. And I think I'm going to put some ground under him. So this foot is touching the ground. And I'm going to put a bit of a squiggle, dotty, squiggly line. And maybe I'll put a few more dots. And I can just imagine that he's really running so fast you can't even see the ground under him. So those sort of dotty lines are giving that feeling of movement as well. Alright, I'm going to colour him in. And a cheetah, grade 3s and 4s, you all know the colouring of the cheetah. You can decide how detailed you want to be. But for the most part, we can use our orange and we can use our brown. And his colouring, and let me use the peachy colour as well. His colouring is lighter and more gentle underneath and the ends of his legs, and then bold colour on the top, and he has a sort of orangey, light brown sort of colour. So I'm going to colour him in, and you can colour yours in as well. Right, I've just used orange so far, and you can hopefully see I've got some nice dark areas 2/3 and then 1/3 light. And here dark down his back, and then this 2/3 going darker down, and then I start getting lighter. And then even down, you can have the stripe down his shoulder, also dark. There's a lot of power there. And along his top of his neck, but then lighter down under. I'm going to use a little touch of brown. These legs at the back are going to be a bit darker so that we can get that more of a 3D effect. So this leg is, and just want that a bit darker. This leg also, especially this part under here. I have to make the whole leg darker. And I could add a bit more brown if I want, a bit of yellow if I want to brighten him up. But I'm going to leave him nice and simple for now. And you can be thoughtful about how you would like to color your cheetah. But I hope that you enjoyed this drawing. He's a dynamic, on the move animal, and great fun to draw. So I hope that you enjoyed it, and I will see you tomorrow for another request.